In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on January 9, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Houston versus Iowa State. In the realm of college basketball, a highly anticipated clash is set to unfold on the hardwood as 2 formidable Big 12 adversaries converge in the Hawkeye State. The number 2 ranked Houston Cougars are embarking on a journey away from home to face off against the Iowa State Cyclones on Tuesday night. Houston enters the matchup with an unblemished record, having convincingly triumphed over West Virginia 89-55 in their most recent outing, successfully covering the 20-point spread as favorites. Conversely, Iowa State suffered a setback, succumbing to a 71-63 defeat on the road against number 11 ranked Oklahoma, falling short as 2-point underdogs. The historical tussle between these teams stands at an even keel, with each side claiming victory 3 times, and the Cyclones securing the upper hand in the last 2 encounters, including an 82-75 double overtime win on their home court on January 3, 2010. Houston's journey this season has been marked by notable success, albeit with a couple of closely contested matches. Their impressive tally of 14 victories includes triumphs over opponents such as Louisiana Monroe, Texas Agricultural and Mechanical Corpus Christi, Stetson, Towson, Utah Dayton, Montana Xavier, Rice, Jackson State, Texas Agricultural and Mechanical, Texas State, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia in successive fashion. In their recent encounter against West Virginia, the Cougars experienced a relatively straightforward contest. Houston surged to a commanding 48-22 lead by halftime and continued their dominance with an 89-55 victory. Leading the charge in scoring was L.J. Cryer, contributing 20 points along with 3 rebounds and 2 steals. On the flip side, the Cyclones commenced their season with a commendable 5-0 run before encountering setbacks against Virginia Tech and Texas Agricultural and Mechanical. Subsequently, Iowa State rebounded with wins against DePaul, Iowa, Prairie View Agricultural and Mechanical, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical, Eastern Illinois, and New Hampshire. However, their momentum was halted with another defeat to Oklahoma in their most recent outing, placing them at a 5-3 record. The impending clash between these teams marks their first meeting since 2010, with both Houston and Iowa State boasting an 8-5-1 record against the spread this season. Houston has recently ascended to the 2nd spot in the national rankings, propelled by an outstanding defensive performance, allowing a remarkable 7.5 points less than the next team. Notably, the Cougars' opponents are averaging just 16.4 free throws per game. The Cyclones, while also exhibiting a strong defense, have faced challenges defending against 3-point shots. Houston's proficiency in long-range shooting and rebounding could potentially give them an advantage in the matchup. Notably, the Cyclones are 0-2-1 against the spread in their last 3 games, whereas Houston boasts a 3-0 record in the same stretch. Despite Iowa State's commendable performance on both ends of the court, the challenge posed by an elite defensive team like Houston remains uncharted territory for them. As the sole undefeated team in Division I, Houston has established itself as a defensive powerhouse, creating difficulties for opponents through relentless pressure, forced turnovers, and limited second-chance opportunities. The Cyclones encountered struggles against Oklahoma, highlighting the vast defensive disparity between the 2 teams. The prospect of Iowa State, backed by home court advantage and receiving free points, is intriguing, especially considering the challenging atmosphere of James H. Hilton Coliseum. However, Houston's battle-tested resilience, proficiency on both ends of the court, and unblemished record make them a formidable opponent. To seriously consider Iowa State, additional points would be necessary. Notably, Houston has covered the spread in their last 3 games, indicating their consistent performance. Despite the home advantage for the Cyclones, Houston's style of play seems impervious to external factors. Consequently, our full game side pick leans towards the Houston Cougars winning and covering the spread as favorites. The anticipated total for the game is shaped by the clash of 2 top 10 defenses in the country. In 15 games involving these teams, the final scores have often fallen fallen below their respective totals. Analyzing Ken Palm's tempo ratings, Houston is positioned at 325th, emphasizing a deliberate pace, while Iowa State ranks 89th overall. In the last 6 games, Houston has held opponents to 55 points or fewer on 5 occasions, showcasing their defensive prowess. Meanwhile, the Cyclones, despite recent higher point yields, previously demonstrated a penchant for stifling defense, limiting opponents to 58 points or less in 3 consecutive games, a feat accomplished 7 times this season. The recent trend of the under-hitting in 2 out of 3 games for both teams supports our decision to predict that the final score will be below the projected total. Thus, our full game total pick leans towards the under the projected total. Brigham Young University versus Baylor. In the realm of Big 12 competition, 2 formidable teams are set to clash on the basketball court in pursuit of a crucial victory within the conference. The number 18 ranked Brigham Young University Cougars embark on a road journey to face the number 14 Baylor Bears in the heart of the Lone Star State this Tuesday night. Notably, Brigham Young University suffered a setback in their previous contest, succumbing to a 71-60 defeat at home against Cincinnati, a match in which they were unexpectedly defeated despite being 10-point favorites. Conversely, Baylor secured a hard-fought victory on the road against Oklahoma State, prevailing 75-70 in overtime while covering the spread as a 4.5-point favorite. The historical context between these teams reveals an even tally of 5 victories each, with the Bears claiming victory in the last 3 encounters, including a 76-70 triumph in the National Invitation Tournament semifinals on April 2, 2013. The trajectory of the Brigham Young University Cougars has been marked by both triumphs and setbacks throughout the season. Initially, they embarked on an impressive undefeated streak, winning their first 8 games. However, their momentum was disrupted by a defeat to Utah, though they swiftly recovered with victories against Denver, Georgia State, Bellarmine, and Wyoming in the subsequent 4 contests. Unfortunately, their recent encounter with Cincinnati resulted in another loss for the Cougars. In the showdown against Cincinnati, Brigham Young University entered the second half with a promising lead of 31-24. Despite this advantage, they faltered, allowing a 47-29 scoring run, ultimately leading to a 71-60 defeat. Despite the loss, team leader Trevin Knell displayed commendable performance with 27 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. On the Baylor side of the court, their season kicked off with an impressive 9-0 run, securing victories against formidable opponents such as Auburn, John Brown, Gardner-Webb, Kansas City, Oregon State, Florida, Nishals, Northwestern State, and Seton Hall. However, they faced setbacks against Michigan State and Duke, only to rebound with additional wins against MS Valley State, Cornell, and Oklahoma State. The recent triumph against Oklahoma State required a determined effort, with the Bears clinching a 75-70 victory in overtime. Ray J. Dennis led the team with 18 points and 5 rebounds, while Langston Love, coming off the bench, contributed an additional 17 points. As the number 18 ranked Brigham Young University Cougars prepare to travel to Waco for a Big 12 conference matchup against the number 12 ranked Baylor Bears, the anticipation is heightened for a significant clash. Adding to the intrigue, this game will mark the Bears' first conference game in their new arena, Foster Pavilion, promising a sold-out crowd and potentially influencing the game's outcome. Baylor, boasting a stellar 12-2 record for the season, has showcased their prowess against strong opponents, with their only losses coming in back-to-back games against Michigan State and Duke. In contrast, Brigham Young University's 12-2 record is accompanied by a lower strength of schedule ranking, standing at number 286 nationally compared to Baylor's number 96 ranking, according to Ken Palm. The prevailing expectation is that Brigham Young University may face challenges in the competitive Big 12 play, potentially leading to a defeat against the formidable Baylor team. Moreover, Baylor's offensive capabilities, highlighted by their top rankings in three-point percentage, effective field goal percentage, and adjusted efficiency, are anticipated to pose a significant challenge for Brigham Young University, especially on Baylor's home court. This upcoming matchup promises to be a spectacle, featuring the nation's number 4 scoring team in Brigham Young University against the number 5 in Baylor. Such high-ranking scoring matchups are rare, with the only other occurrence slated for a face-off between Alabama and Kentucky in February. Both teams have experienced notable moments this season, but with occasional setbacks such as Brigham Young University's losses to Utah and Cincinnati and Baylor's defeats against Michigan State and Duke. The outcome of this game holds substantial significance for both teams, providing an opportunity for the victor to establish a noteworthy achievement in their season. Analyzing the strengths of both teams, Baylor appears well equipped to match Brigham Young University's scoring prowess, especially on their undefeated home court with an 8-0 record. While Brigham Young University may boast slightly superior defensive numbers, it is crucial to consider that they have achieved this against a less challenging schedule, ranking 287th on KenPom compared to Baylor's 95th ranking. A notable instance is Brigham Young University's recent game against Cincinnati, where their customary defensive performance was compromised, allowing the Bearcats to shoot 43% from the field and 40% from long range, while being out-rebounded 42-32 and committing 18 turnovers. The potential for a high-scoring affair looms, as both teams rank among the top 7 in scoring offenses nationally. Brigham Young University, fueled by the disappointment of their recent home loss, aims to unleash their offensive firepower against Baylor. However, Baylor's undefeated home record and offensive capabilities, particularly their prowess in three-point shooting, positions them as formidable opponents. Brigham Young University's initial foray into Big 12 action may offer insights into their future performance, and while they are unlikely to be mere conference pushovers, facing a formidable challenge in Waco is anticipated. Baylor's unbeaten home record, coupled with Brigham Young University's recent struggles in scoring, leads to a prediction that this trend will persist, with Baylor emerging victorious. This anticipated competitiveness, combined with the unique circumstances of Brigham Young University's second true road game and first game away from Provo since their December 9th loss to Utah, adds further intrigue to the matchup. In conclusion, although the game promises to be a thrilling spectacle, the lean is towards the host, and Baylor is expected to secure the victory on their home court. Turning attention to the betting perspective, endorsing the annual Big 12 powers in their inaugural league matchup against Brigham Young University, the Baylor Bears to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Examining the statistical aspects of both teams, Brigham Young University has witnessed the under-posting a 9-4 mark in their 13 games with a posted total this season. Their offensive efficiency ranks 19th, defensive efficiency 6th, and two-point shooting stands at an impressive 59.4%. Additionally, their prowess on the glass is noteworthy, ranking 26th in offensive rebounding percentage and 4th in offensive rebounding percentage allowed. However, their turnover percentage stands at 18.9%, placing them at 101st nationally in that category. In terms of tempo, they maintain a balanced approach, ranking 114th in adjusted tempo according to KenPom with an average of 70.2 possessions per night. On the contrary, Baylor has seen the overhitting in 8 of their 13 games in relation to the total this season. They boast an impressive 4th rank in offensive efficiency and 70th in defensive efficiency according to KenPom. Their effective field goal percentage stands at 59.4%, and they excel in offensive rebounding with a 14th rank in offensive rebounding percentage. However, considering everything, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas Agricultural and Mechanical versus Auburn. On Tuesday night, a captivating matchup is set to unfold as two formidable Southeastern Conference basketball contenders, the Texas Agricultural and Mechanical Aggies and the 25th-ranked Auburn Tigers, collide on the hardwood. The Aggies enter this clash following a disheartening defeat on their home court against LSU, leaving them with a season record of 9 wins and 5 losses. Conversely, the Tigers are riding high on a 7-game winning streak, boasting an impressive overall record of 10 wins and 2 losses. The Texas Agricultural and Mechanical team has displayed inconsistency throughout the early stages of the season, exemplified by their recent loss. Their encounter with LSU resulted in a mere 53 points on the offensive end, culminating in a 15-point deficit. Despite Wade Taylor IV's commendable performance with 23 points, the team lacked overall offensive production. Throughout the season, Texas Agricultural and Mechanical has maintained an average of 74 points per game, with a defensive counterpart allowing 67 points. Although their offensive ranking sits at 21st in the league, their recent performance against LSU highlighted areas needing improvement. Contrarily, Auburn enters this matchup with a strong momentum, having secured victory in their last outing against Alabama State with a convincing 82-62 scoreline. The Tigers' season statistics boast an average of 85 points per game, coupled with a defensive resilience that limits opponents to 66 points. Johnny Broome stands out as Auburn's top player, averaging 16 points per game with an impressive shooting percentage. As a team, Auburn holds the 21st spot in offensive rankings, emphasizing their well-rounded approach to the game. The Tigers appear poised to secure a high seed in the NCAA tournament, given their dominance dominant performances in both offensive and defensive categories. Their robust defense is expected to play a crucial role in dictating the pace against the Aggies, who have struggled with shooting efficiency. Auburn's 7th-ranked field goal defense poses a significant challenge to Texas Agricultural and Mechanical, especially after the Aggies' subpar 25% shooting performance in their recent matchup with LSU. Despite the Aggies' usual strength in rebounding, the Tigers are formidable contenders on the boards, minimizing any potential advantage. In evaluating this matchup, it becomes evident that Auburn holds a considerable advantage, both in terms of talent and recent performances. The Aggies' offensive struggles against LSU raise concerns, and facing an Auburn team currently penciled into the Elite Eight adds to the challenge. Auburn's well-coached, balanced approach positions them as a superior team, capable of excelling in various facets of the game. Texas Agricultural and Mechanical's offensive woes are anticipated to persist in this game, particularly against Auburn's robust defense, which concedes an average of only 66 points per game. Predictions suggest that Texas Agricultural and Mechanical might struggle to surpass the 60-point mark, a deficiency that could prove decisive in favor of the Auburn Tigers. The home advantage further strengthens Auburn's position, given their undefeated record of 7-0 on their home court. In light of these factors, the overall outlook favors Auburn as the stronger team, with Ken Palm projecting a double-digit win for them. Consequently, the Auburn Tigers to win and cover the spread as favorites emerges as our full game side pick. Analyzing the broader context of Texas Agricultural and Mechanical's recent performances, it becomes evident that their struggles extend beyond the upcoming matchup. In 3 of their last 4 losses, the Aggies have failed to reach the 60-point threshold, emphasizing their offensive limitations. Ranking 134th in the country in overall scoring, the Aggies face significant challenges when confronted by defensively adept opponents with strong rebounding capabilities, characteristics that define the Auburn Tigers. Both teams boast above-average scoring defenses, and the Tigers, in particular, have held their opponents below 70 points in their last 4 games. Considering the Aggies' sluggish pace of play, ranking 323rd in the nation, a matchup against Auburn, which excels in both defensive prowess and rebounding, presents a formidable challenge. In light of these factors, opting for under the projected total emerges as our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.